My God, Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Promise keeper, light in the darkness. Promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. No. The YouTube link, yes, it's the same. Check that, yes. Get him on YouTube. Also connect into the Zoom, be on the Zoom so that you can post. What I want you to do is, when it's time for questions, people will type their questions in YouTube. So you will copy it and bring it to Zoom. So you need to join so I can make you a co-host. So sign up and come into Zoom. There's a link I sent to you to follow. So use that one to sign up. Light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. 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 Turn on the music. Can you see? Just play music. Let's start it.
At DigitalOcean, we're purpose-built to serve our community and customers. You are the word at the beginning, one with God, the Most High. Hidden glory in creation, So you want to be a software engineer at Google? Go to algoexpert.io. If love endured that ancient cross, how precious is my Savior's blood. Beauty of heaven, worship, image of love upon this throne.
You're not singing.
Having my heart was worth the pain.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Good morning. Okay, so let's. Right. Okay. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Good morning, and welcome to this session on the 5 questions to ask before you ask, "Will you marry me?" or before you answer, "Yes, I will." Now we're expecting quite a number of people to join us. So what I think I'm going to do is that we would thank you very much, Ma. So we're going to, those of you who have come in early, I'm going to have an opportunity to have a chat with you. So we'll do this till 10:15, and then at 10:15 we'll go live. I mean, we're ready from this end. Everything is set at our end, but I just want to wait for a few more people to join us. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you, those of you who are already signed up, who are already joined us, you have an opportunity to get, if you like, like 15 minutes. So first, I'd like you to unmute yourself, if you don't mind. Introduce yourself and tell us, why did you sign up for this this particular session? What was it? What did you hear? What was what excited you about it? Yeah. So we'll do that for 15 minutes before we dive into what I have, so that we can have more people join us before, so we can get more people on board, okay? So I'm listening. The floor is open. Just unmute yourself. Tell us your name. Tell us where you are joining us from, and then tell us what you are looking forward to. Why did you sign up for this session? All right. So go ahead now. The floor is open. Can you all hear me? Just so I'm sure.
Good morning, Pastor Narwa.
Morning, ma'am. How are you?
God bless you. I'm blessed.
Right.
Thank you so much for this topic. It's a topic that can never be dealt with enough. I'm a senior, but I am single. But I'm actually here representing all my daughters and all my sons, because I've been talking a lot to them about marriage, and you always, everyone, I can tell you, Pastor Noah is always on it. It's always, it speaks it from the heart of God. So I want all of you to be very attentive. I'm here to learn again and just, take in as much as I can take. You never know enough about this stuff. The Holy Spirit just keeps on telling us. So I would just advise on that note that we're all very attentive and open when he starts to talk.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much. I remember that I did my one of my marriage coaching sessions at your hotel. I remember. So, it's a good thing that you're here. So you can verify or attest to the fact that I'm certified. All right. Okay. Yes. Anybody else? Please unmute yourself. We have 15 minutes to do this before we go live. Like I said, we're good to go, but I want a few more people to sign up before we go live. So yes, just unmute yourself, tell us your name, and tell us what you're looking forward to at this session this morning. Yes. Hello, everybody. I'm not the only one here, so I need to hear you guys. I need to hear your voices. I need to know what you're expecting. Yes, anybody speaking? Or you can put it out in the chat. I mean, we can read it from the chat. Okay. Can you guys hear me? I just want to be sure because nobody's responding. I mean, I see a lot of people signing up, but I'm not getting anybody.
Yes, sir, we can hear you, sir.
Thank you so much. Olorun Timileyin. That's a great name. Olorun Timileyin. So why are you here? Timileyin, why are you here? Tell me.
Well, I'm here, sir, because the topic caught my attention and I feel like it's something that I'll be able to benefit from.
Great, great. Where are you joining us from? Lagos, London?
From Lagos. From Lagos.
Thank you, thank you. Yes, anybody else? So why are you here? Hi, Uju, how are you? All right. So Uju, why are you joining us? Tell us.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, how are you? It's been
I'm
ages.
fine, thanks. Yes, it has.
All right.
Well, I'm joining from Lagos, and I've been joining the program because I think we're at the point in our lives where we have to start thinking about marriage. Yes. So
yes,
I don't want to make the wrong decision.
I agree, absolutely. I agree, absolutely. Good. Thank you. Why are you joining us? Unmute yourself, introduce yourself, tell us where you're joining us from, and tell us what your expectations are. We'll do this till 10:15, and then I will go into my presentation. Yes, anybody else out there hearing us?
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
My name is Daniel Blessing.
Okay.
And I'm joining from Lagos.
Okay.
I am joining this lesson because I think we go to school for 4 years to learn about the course, and why going to marriage without learning anything before entering it?
Yeah, I agree with you absolutely. Brilliant. I agree with you absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, Carla Andrews says, hello, sir. I'm here because I'm at a crossroad right now, and I would appreciate if I am well informed from Lagos Island. Great. Good morning. I'm James from Lagos. All right, James, why are you here? What are you looking forward to? Yes, who else is telling us why you're here and what you're looking forward to? I really want to hear from as many of you as possible. Yes, yes, yes. Who else is there? I have a few more minutes, and then we would then I'll go in and we'll just take the sessions that we have. I like that name, Iwowari Coco. Coco, where are you joining us from? I used to be in Port Harcourt, so anytime I hear a name from that part of town, I get excited. So we're running this till 10:15 just to get a few more people to sign up before we start. And I thought we should use this time to get to know each other. So if you're just signed up, I'm asking, please unmute yourself, introduce yourself, tell us where joining us from, and then tell us what it is you expect from here. Do you have anybody on YouTube? Any comments from YouTube? Right. I have one of my daughters assisting me here today, so you know, she's saying that don't mention my name. Daddy, don't mention my name. Okay, I won't mention your name. It's enough that I've just mentioned that my daughter is here. One of my daughters. Right.
Yeah.
So let's have
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah. Good morning, sir.
Pastor, I can see the face. How are you? Go ahead, sir.
Great. Yeah. My name is Okey Onuzo. The second year, I'm a master's student at Johns Hopkins University, Baltimore, USA.
Brilliant.
I hope to learn more about being able to, make the right choice about a life partner prayerfully, particularly discerning God's will in situations that might appear indecisive.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. Brilliant. Thank you so much. Yes, I think this will give you some head start in that direction. So yeah. All right.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you so much, Fashoro. Thank you. Tosin from Lagos, you never know enough. Reason I'm here. I agree with you, Tosin. You never know enough. Good morning. My name is Oyinkan from Lagos. I'm here because I would like to equip myself with the right information so I can make the best choice of a partner. I would really like my next relationship to be my last with God's guidance. I agree with you. I agree with you, Oyinkan. And that's the one that will lead you to marriage. Yeah, that's my prayer for you also. Right, 5 more minutes of this so we can get more people to sign up. And then just in case you know a friend who, showed interest, please give them a buzz and tell them we're live now. We're also live on YouTube. And I think I've sent that. Everybody should have got, everybody who registered got the mail giving you our YouTube address so you can also join us on YouTube. Yes, Kelvin, do you want to speak? Kelvin Lawson? Where is Uncle Jimmy? Uncle Jimmy is not the guest, neither is he the host. So I'm sure that he too will be joining from wherever he is. I'm sure that's what he will do. He actually promised to stop by. If he does, maybe we'll get a word from him. But otherwise, Uncle Jimmy it's on radio. In fact, he'll probably be online right now with the discourse on Saturday. So I'm not sure he'll be able to join us. Maybe after his discourse. Okay. So Troy, yeah, okay. Good morning, sir. My name is Ayodotun. I'm joining from Lagos. I've listened to you on Nigeria Info and heard about the meeting. I want to be informed about what it takes to make the right choice of a life partner. Okay, very good. Thank you very much, Ayo. That's why we're here. At least we'll get you started in that direction. This is just one of, good morning. I'm Tolulokbe Odutayo from Lagos. I had to join in because the theme caught my attention. I also look to further learning something different that I would make an informed and guided decision choosing a life partner. Great. Yeah, you're on the right path. So yes, that's why we're here. So please tell us your name, tell us where you're joining us from, and tell us what your expectations are. All right. Okay. Coco Iwowari Coco. Your name is right on the screen. I wish I could hear your voice. You remind me of my time in Port Harcourt. Samuel Ajibade from Lagos. Just as I've known you to be an inspirational teacher, I believe I'm going to be equipped. By God's grace, you will not be disappointed. Yeah. So we have 3 more minutes of this, and then we'll go live. Let me just be sure that everything is okay and ready to go. Good morning, sir. I'm Victoria Ojuola from Lagos. I'm here to get the right knowledge about choosing a life partner. Great. Okay. Yeah. All good to go. Right. So yes. Okay, Troy says you were great on his show, by the way. That's why I'm here. Thank you very much, Troy. It was a bit of a tricky one for me, I must confess. I mean, folks were trying to, throw me under the bus with all those divorce-related questions. So I had to be very careful. So I'm glad I survived it. Thank you, Troy. Thank you. Right, so we have 2 minutes and then we go live. So in those 2 minutes, please, if you want to unmute yourself to speak, go ahead. If you want to send in a chat, he says, yeah, you were very, very smart. It's actually called, I call it the wisdom of God. God borrowed me some of his wisdom to deliver me. He says I was very, very smart. I like that. Oh my God.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Yes, sir. My name is Oluwafemi Adetono.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I found it so interesting to join this section because considering the fact that you are a provincial pastor, aside that, you are a father in the Lord, and we should learn to follow you, and every word that comes from you should be a charge for us. So, and this topic is a very, very sensitive one to all young adults and youth in RCCG and the entire globe across denominations. So that is why I'm here today, sir.
Thank you so much. I pray and I believe that God will not disappoint us. Thank you. Hello, my name is Praise Ijagbolus from London. I'm currently undergoing, I'm currently undergoing my master's. I want to learn how to improve myself and find the right partner. Yes, great. Good morning, sir. This is Annie Michael from Lagos. I'm thankful for this opportunity, and I'm curious to know these pertinent questions that will help one in making one's life's most important decision. Yes, one of life's most important decisions. Yes. All right, fine. So there we are. It's Kevin Lawson, your hand is up. Do you want to speak? Please go ahead. You're the last person before we then go live. Yes, I mean, before we start the session properly. You are muted, so you need to unmute yourself. Kevin, you are muted. Yes, go ahead.
I'm in a relationship right now, and we're getting serious. And sometimes I get confused in my lady's character because it seems something is haunting her somewhere, and I'm like, I can't take chances with this issue. So that's why I came.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Kelvin. I'm sure we would get to it. Right. So I'm going to mute everybody now so that, we would have. All right. So let me get my. Can you see my screen? Okay, so I need to mute everybody, and we can have. Right. Okay. So please, in the chat, can you just confirm that you can hear me and that you can see my screen? I've muted everybody, so you won't be able to speak for now, but just confirm to me. Yes, okay. Yes, you can hear me, and yes, you can see my screen. Thank you very much. Okay. All right, so I've muted. Thank you very much. Great. So let's go on. So take note of your questions. So this is the way I think we should go. I would just go through my slides and talk to my slides. And when I'm done talking to my slides, then if you have questions, then we would take your questions. Okay. So that's how I think we're going to run this. Okay. So just take note of your questions. We will deal with your questions later. So thank you so much once again for coming on this particular session, how to make the right choice for the life partner. 5 questions to ask either before you ask, will you marry me? Or before you answer, yes, I will. Okay. Now this is how we're going to go. Okay, so I've greeted you. Maybe I'll greet you again. I'm not sure about that yet. So thank you for coming. So I'm going to, great. which I'm doing now. Then I will introduce myself. And after that, we'll go straight into the questions. I call that the deep dive. Then you will ask me questions and I would answer. And then talk about next steps. Okay, so how do we, I have some thoughts I want to share with you. I have proposals I want to make for you to consider as you continue on your journey, in making the right choice of marriage. So who am I? So there are two things I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about entrepreneurship. I'm passionate about relationships. Apart from my life call as a pastor, that's like, that's a stamp on my forehead. But beyond that call of a pastor, there are two other things I'm really passionate about. And that is entrepreneurship and relationship. So on the entrepreneurship side, I help entrepreneurs take those first tentative steps in starting their own businesses. All right, I help them to gain clarity, avoid frustrations, define and create viable businesses. Today I have entrepreneurs all across the world that I'm working with just to get this done. So if ever you get to the point where you think you want to start your own business and you're not sure how to go about it, give me a shout. I might be able to help you. And then on the other hand, I also have a passion for relationship. I believe that marriage is a great institution and that if the right foundations are laid, then the couples in these marriages, they increase the possibilities of a blissful marriage. Okay. As a pastor, I've had cause to see a lot of people who are enduring their marriages. They hate it, but particularly in the church space, they are frustrated. They can't leave because, church doesn't like divorce. Some will say church likes divorce, blah, blah, blah. So they are stranded. So I always feel that for those of you who are not yet married, the best thing you can do for yourself is to commit everything you can to making the right choice. All right? Once you make the right choice, then everything else falls into place. If you marry the wrong person, believe me, it will be a drag on everything in your life. And one of the things I've committed myself to do is to help young people. And like somebody said earlier on, to prepare for this very important. Somebody said, you go to school to be trained, to be a doctor, to be a lawyer, but nobody trains you to be a good husband or a good wife. It is that I'm trying to, contribute my own little quota to make it happen. Interestingly, I have two books. On Your Marks, which is a book for entrepreneurs. It's a book that you can read and go and start your own business, okay? I have another book. That book is called Naked, The Mystery of Openness in Marriage. Both these books, incidentally, and by the grace of God, have sold thousands of copies, both within and outside Nigeria. It's amazing, when I just consider the fact that really, what do I know? But here we are, and not only have we sold thousands of copies, people have testified all over the world of how, the book on marriage has helped their marriages, the one on business has helped their businesses. So, like I said, those are the two things that I really get excited about, entrepreneurship and relationship. And I'm driving, those two areas of my life. I want to be a blessing to as many people as possible from, those two areas that God has blessed me with. So yes, I'm happily married, 27 years in April this year, I believe. Yes, 2nd of April, 27 years of marriage. Blessed with 5 children, wonderful, wonderful children. I'm very proud of my children, from the oldest to the youngest. We're proud of them. They make us very proud. They're doing well. And, we can do what we're doing because God has helped us, all right? Like I said, one of them is here with me today, even though she's frowning and squeezing her face, but, that's part of being, you have to do what that is saying at this age. Very soon, I should be the one calling the shots, but before then, she can't respond because she doesn't want her voice to be heard. All right. By God's grace, I've been pastoring now. It's over 30 years, and even before I became a pastor or got married myself, God had used me in the area of relationship. And I remember, even as a student, having to counsel people. There's an area where God has given me grace, and I'm really delighted, for that. And I must say this because it's a fact of my life. I believe that I enjoy God's special favor. Time will not permit me to testify, but sufficient to say that I'm a beneficiary of God's special favor. So by way of introduction, that is who I am. Now, what am I expected to do with this particular session? All right. At the end of this session, I hope that you would have gotten tools that you can use to reevaluate your relationship if you're already in a relationship. I hope also that you will be able to know what to look out for prospective life partner. So the next time some guy is dancing around you, or some ladies, you're getting attracted, you get an idea of what it is you should be looking out for as far as that big question is concerned. And then also I want to share a roadmap, all right, for how you can take this conversation, how we can take this conversation forward. I don't just want this to be fun, okay? I mean, I would love as many of you as are going to listen to this or part of this now, that in the months and the years to come, send me your invitation to say, hey, I'm getting married. What started off in that your session on Saturday, see where it has gotten us to. So I'll also be sharing a roadmap for how we can take this forward purposefully, okay? So those are my expectations for this session, all right? So we have these 5 questions. The first one says, do we share a common life purpose? The second question says, do I feel emotionally safe? The third question says, is he or she focused on personal development? The fourth question says, how does he or she treat other people? Because the truth is, that's how you're going to be treated, all right? And then question 5 says, is there anything I'm hoping to change about this person after we're married? That is a very, very important question. There's a 6th question. I didn't add it here, but we're going to get to it as we continue on this. Like I said, please take note. Take note of your questions. We're going to spend ample time to take as many of your questions as possible. And for those of you who have sent in questions already, we will also be addressing your question, okay? So, do we share a common life purpose? Now, we do know that when we say marriage, what do they normally say in church? I mean, I've done this so many times. We'll say, I hereby pronounce you man and wife, and till death do you part. In other words, marriage is supposed to be forever until death comes, and then the contract is off. Death is supposed to be the end of marriage, and so you're going to spend an awful long time with this. I mean, I've been, like I said, I've been married now for 27 years. I got married at 26, so first 26 years single, next 27 years married. And if Jesus tarries, and I hope to live long, you can see that I'm going to spend more years married. Already by now, I've spent more years married than I have single, okay? So if I have another, 40 years to live or whatever number of years, so you can see that marriage is really going to be a long-term commitment. So you need to find out, beyond, we get married, we have a house, we make babies, blah, blah, blah. What else are both of you going to pursue? All right. I remember when I met my wife, she met me, we met in church. I was a leader in the fellowship, and I said to her, please, I need to let you know that even though today I'm just, I'm an ESCO, I was an ESCO member in the youth fellowship. I said to her, there is a call of God upon my life. I probably am going to end up as a pastor. And what that means is that we will be, we may not always have this kind of life that we are, because when she met me, I was working for a multinational company. I was in, it was a good job. I traveled the world, I had good money. So I said to her, this may not always be. Are you ready to go along with me? And she said, yes. So both of us from the onset knew that beyond everything else that we're going to do as husband and wife, there was a call of God upon our lives. So we had that in common, all right? And that's why today, as we do the work of ministry, sometimes it's challenging, we are thrown this way and that way, but because we both know that this is something that God told us from the onset, it's easier to cope. So you need to find a purpose, and it doesn't have to be ministry, it doesn't have to be pastoral work, no. You got to find something that both of you would pursue beyond just getting married, So you get married, you make babies, you have a house, you have a job, you make, beyond that, all right? What is the thing, that big thing that both of you are committed to. Oh, it could be that you want to preserve the environment. It could be that your interest is, we want to, we're both passionate about education, all right? So we're going to build a school. We're going to train children. But, I'm not so, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that both of you must be planning to become pastors. No, I just shared my experience, okay? So, but I'm saying that it is important. And you may not get the answer from at the beginning, but it is enough. So let me share this with you. So here you are, already at this age of your life, you probably, either you are very clear already what God is calling you to do, or you have an inkling to the direction that God is calling you, all right? So if somebody comes across your path and you begin to, talk, and the person's vision is totally at variance with yours, then you should know that it might be a challenge, all right? You should know that it might be a challenge. So do you share a common life purpose, all right, beyond the day-to-day, so that you can support each other to fulfill that vision, all right? So that's the number one question. Do you share a common life purpose with the person that you're thinking of getting married to? Do you feel emotionally safe with that person? Emotional safety means knowing that you can openly communicate your thoughts, your feelings, your ideas with your partner without being punished for doing so. So here you are, just at this stage of, boyfriend, girlfriend, and dating and this and that. If you find yourself having to calculate before you speak, if you find yourself, measuring your words because you don't want to offend the person, or you don't want the person to, then something is wrong already. That's a sign that something is wrong, okay? It is very important that your level of communication, your level of communication is a reflection of the quality of your relationship, okay? I mean, I notice this sometimes. Some of you may end up, particularly the ladies, you may end up, dating somebody who is much older than you. Listen, you do not want to replace your daddy with another daddy. So if the person is much older than you and the person is willing to relate with you as a friend, not a daughter, then you can go ahead. I have my issues about gap. I really don't like relationships where, the man is 10, 15, 20 years older than you. Because what's going to happen is that you're just going to replace your daddy with another daddy. Down the road, you're going to have problems. Because you're in different generations, you have different mindsets, you have different views, it's going to be a problem for you. But away from there, so you are dating somebody of your age group, but you're afraid of the person. If at this stage, when he hasn't married you, when he's supposed to be falling over you, and you're afraid to talk, you are afraid to express yourself, do you feel safe sharing exactly how you feel, for better, for worse? Can you call up the person and say, you know what, sorry, we're supposed to go out, but I'm tired? Or would you be looking for someone to say, please, can you help me tell him? Can you help me call her and explain to her? I mean, if you are not emotionally safe right now in a relationship, I will strongly encourage you to step back a bit and reassess. It is not safe to go into a relationship where you cannot express yourself freely. You are going to be with that person almost, in fact, all your life. Okay? I mean, when I travel alone. It doesn't matter where I go. It doesn't matter how beautiful the place is. In a day, 2 or 3 days, I'm itching to come back home. All right? I will call my wife in the morning, I'll call her in the afternoon, call her in the night. So you can see, and yet there are people I know who, when they want to talk to their husband, I'm a pastor, please, my husband is doing this, but please don't let him know I came to meet you. Don't call him, or don't talk to him. Can we do this? Can we do that? And in fact, I made up my mind recently. I'm no longer doing espionage with any couple, anyone that has a problem in their marriage. If your spouse cannot be spoken to, then count me out. The one that will now be looking for, how do we say, who do we call? It's a waste of my time. So at this stage that you are, before you say, will you marry me? Or before you say, yes, I will, I want you to answer this question. Do you feel emotionally safe in that relationship? If the answer is no, then step back a bit and reassess. Okay? Step back a bit and reassess. It's very, very important. All right? Very, very important. The next question is, Is he or she focused on personal development? Since you've met this person, since you've known this person, what can you say about the person? Is it somebody who wants to get better? I mean, I like what some of you said. Somebody said, you know, an opportunity to learn. I mean, the first person that spoke is an elderly person, probably more qualified than I am to speak on marriage, but yet still she's here. Why? Because she understands that learning never ends. So if the person you are getting engaged to, or the person you are thinking of getting married to, can I tell you, I'm not happy to say this, I mean, one part of it, I mean, I didn't finish my master's program. I'm hoping that one day I'll go and finish it. But guess what? My wife has 2 master's degrees. She got the 2 of them in our matrimonial home. All right? She has a first degree and she has 2 master's degrees that I paid for. All right? What does that tell you? My desire is for her to keep getting better and better. Now, even though I haven't finished, I didn't finish my master's degree, but guess what? I have gotten so many other, in fact, every year I commit to developing myself. This year, that I'm having this program with you this year, is as a result of the training program I signed for early this year. Cost me some good money, dollars. All right? But here we are. That's the benefit. So is this person, you know, please don't marry somebody who is intellectually lower than you. You will struggle all through. If you are, you know, you are dating somebody now, and then when the person comes, you find yourself lowering your conversation, all right? You find yourself, you know, say, if I continue this conversation, this person will be dated. This person will feel as if, you know, why are you speaking all this big English, blah, blah, blah. You better check it, all right? Now, I'm not saying that everybody must be a graduate or a master's degree holder or a PhD holder. So your spouse is a handy person. Okay, likes to use his own hands. Very good. Very good. But guess what? You should see him on YouTube, learning how to do better in his fixing, whatever he's fixing. That's what I'm talking about. That person must have a genuine desire to improve, to get better. Okay? The person must have a genuine desire to improve, to get better. And that's the point. When we say that, is the person focused on personal development? All right? Is the person willing to change? Have you ever seen the person reading? Have you ever had a conversation about also what book are you reading now? Book, read. I don't have time for that too. You know what I mean? That's wrong. So the person is in a particular career path. Yes, but what is the person doing to improve? Okay, so you are an insurance person, you've got a degree in insurance. Have you signed up to become chartered? Okay, you read whatever you read. Now you find yourself in HR. Have you gone to CIPM? Have you started the CIPM diet so that you can be recognized as an expert in HR? Okay, so you finish with banking and finance. Have you started ICANN so that you can be qualified as an ICANN person? Are you getting it? Okay, so you learned C language. How about Python? How about the other things that are happening in that space? What are you doing to improve yourself? Oh, I like singing. Very good. Go to mission and get a degree. All right? Go and do a master's or a diploma in voice, whatever it is. The point I'm trying to make is that if that person is not showing signs, what it means is that it will drag you back at the end. It will pull you back and say, hey, you are reading too much. What's all this book? You know, you are traveling again. No, you must get involved with somebody who is interested in self-development. All right? Very important. Now, how does he or she treat other people? How does he or she treat other people? Before you answer this question, I want you to think about the following. How do they treat people that they don't have to be nice to? All right? How do they treat, you know, maybe the driver, the house help, the taxi driver, you know, maybe they went to a restaurant to eat. How did they treat the waiter that was serving them? All right? How did they treat them? What do they say about other people? What do they say about their friends, about their family members? All right? The truth is, if this person is disrespectful of other people right now, chances are that person, you know, when people are, you know, when they are courting, people tend to pretend, they put forward their best, you know, everybody's trying to be nice. But, you know, in a moment, you might just say, Get out of here, my friend. I said you should give me a pounded yam and a goosey soup. You want to bring pounded yam and ogbono soup. Did I ask for ogbono soup? Are you crazy? Can you not think? Wow. Wow. That's a major, major red flag. Believe me. That's a major, major red flag. You know, that's a major, major red flag. All right. I'm thinking of some lag, but I don't think I want to share that because, you know, it might take it to an extreme position. But maybe I should share it, you know, I mean, so yes, there's a rat in the house. Okay. Now the rat has been killed, but this person goes ahead to take a knife and, you know, cut up the rat or pound the rat. That's a sign that that person might physically abuse you when you get married. Okay. So how does this person treat other people? What does this person say about other people, you know, in their space, their siblings? You know, is it that anytime they talk, when they finish, everybody else is wrong and they are right? You know, in every argument, in every conversation, everybody else is wrong and they are right. Take note, because when you get married to that person, you will become that waiter. You will become that other family member. And it's exactly the same way that you're going to be treated. All right? Now, the fifth question is there anything I'm hoping to change on this person after we're married? Oh my goodness. This is the most dangerous question of them all. The most dangerous question of them all. Is there anything I'm hoping to change about this person after we're married? Now, too many people make the mistake of marrying someone with the intention of trying to fix them after they get married. I like to say to people, this wedding ring that you get on Saturday doesn't change you. If you can't stand it now, you will not be able to stand it after you get married. Don't deceive yourself. So you now come to me and you are complaining, you are saying, and I say, but you spoke to this person, you knew this, you saw this sign. You say, yeah, I did, but I thought, you know, that it would change. I thought that after we get married, you know, things will get better. I'm sorry. Things are not likely to change. If you cannot live with it now, you will not be able to live with it over the next 5, 10, 15, 20, 35, 40 years. You are just going to end up miserable and unhappy. Okay? So if you don't like it now, you know, once the shine of the dating starts to dull and you get married, your partner will settle more into his or her ways. All right? Your partner will settle more into his or her ways. So the question is, can you live with it? Are those things, are they deal breakers? All right? Oh, he talks too much. Okay, I can cope with that. I don't talk a lot, fine. But, you know, there were always issues with money, you know. You are kind of like wondering, but I thought we agreed, you know. So we're going out, both of us agreed that we'll come with money, and then you get there, and then it's time to pay, and then he says, oh, I forgot my purse at home. You're like, interesting, you forgot your purse. Surprising. I would have thought that we agreed, and you've never forgotten your purse before. And somebody says to you, take note, right? If you cannot live with it now, please, please, please do not for a moment think that the wedding day, the solemnity of the wedding occasion, the songs that they will sing, the sermon that they will preach will change that person. No, it's not likely. All right? So it's not likely that that person is going to change. Another question says, is there anything? Yes, I'm hoping to change about that person. Yes, after we're married. That's the last question. Anything that I'm hoping to change? That's what I just spoke about. Don't deceive yourself. Wedding does not. And then, of course, I said to you there was another question, and that question is, does he or she fear God? This is probably the most important question. Why, you ask? Because the fear of God is what restrains and constrains us. Listen, I say to people, yes, it's okay to be angry, but remember, the Bible says, be angry, but sin not. So, for example, there's no way my wife will offend me now that I will go and take a knife that I want to kill her. Why? Because I fear God. There's no way my wife will offend me now that I'll drive out of the house and go and pick another woman and say, now I'm going with that woman. Why? Because I fear God. So if a man does not fear God, I used to tell my daughters when they were younger, I said, listen, 2 questions I ask before you bring anybody to me. 2 questions you must ask and answer for yourself. Number 1, does this person fear God? Number 2, does the person know where he is going? Because I was talking to my daughter, so it was a he. Does he fear God? Does he know where he's going? If he fears God, it means he's teachable. It means that he can be restrained and constrained by the fear of God. It means that his anger will have, tolerance levels. It means that he will not go crazy. It means that he will not hurt you to the point where you regret. Why? Because he fears God. The fear of God is the brakes in the vehicle of our lives. All right? It's the fear of God that limits or that restricts my options when I'm angry. It's the fear of God that says, thus far will I go with this anger and no more. It's the fear of God that says, even though I'm upset, even though I'm angry, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do that. If you get involved with somebody who doesn't have the fear of God, oh, I'm sorry, you will regret the day you were born. Because, part of the fear of God is that, if my wife, if I was to do something to her now, and then she says to me, I will go and there are people she would call and say, I will go and report you to this person or that person, and I will pull back. A man or a woman that does not fear God doesn't give a damn. So take note of that, all right? So here we are, we've looked at our 5 questions plus 1. Do we have a common life purpose? Do I feel emotionally safe with this person? Is this person focused on personal development? How does this person treat other people? Is there anything I'm hoping to change about this person after we get married? And then, of course, does this person fear God? All right? So this that we have just gone through, this session that I've gone through, is actually just a module. I have a full training online on marriage counseling, on getting ready for marriage. All right? That training has 7 sessions, okay? That program has 7 sessions. And in 7 sessions, my intention is that identify what makes for a happy marriage, describe what you want in a marriage partner, describe how to identify your soulmate. So if you were to take the entire series, this is what you're going to be able to do. This one that I've brought out is just session 5, I think, out of all right? Each session is short, is actionable, and is delivered in a succinct manner, okay? So these are the 7 sessions. The first one says, understand yourself. I find that a lot of people don't even know themselves. So I'm going to be taking you through a series of, very simple exercises to give you an insight into who you are. Who am I? What makes me tick? Because if you are not sure, if you don't know you, you're not likely to identify the person who is best suited to be married to you. All right. And in the second one, the second session talks about the Johari window. That's another tool to better understand yourself. And then I talk about your irreducible minimum. So this is it. I'm going to get married. I can let go of this. I can let go of that. But these are my core values. So whoever I'm going to ask, will you marry me? Or whoever I'm going to answer, yes, I will not mortgage my core values. That's what that session is talking about. And I'll talk about compatibility. Are you compatible with the person? All right? Very, very important. I've seen people who got married, they had no compatibility, particularly church people. The only reason was because, God said, we give God a bad name sometimes. Listen, if my wife was not my friend, I would never have married her. Forget about anything else, okay? So are you compatible? That session will take you through that. Then I talk about bumpy rides. No matter how wonderful, I love you, there will be crisis, there will be issues. How do you relate? What are the signs that, your quarrels? What can you learn from your quarrels that can be an indication as to whether this is the person to spend the rest of your life with or not? And then, of course, this session that we're just going through, 5 questions to ask before you ask, will you marry me? Or before you answer, yes, I will. And then at the end, I have a word for you, and then I have a gift for you. All of this is available online, and I'm just going to take you there now. Let me stop sharing this, and let me share this. Okay, just a moment. Please confirm you can see my screen. Anybody there, can you see my screen? Please just let me know in the chat that you can see my screen. So this is my online training platform. Okay, like I said, I'm interested in two things: entrepreneurship and relationship. All right. I mean, right now I have two courses there. This one is the course that I just took you through. This is just a session of it. Now, this course, I'm offering it for the next 2 days at a 50% discount, which is less than 10,000 Naira. I hope you will be able to invest that for your own progress and your own good. The other course is also a good one, particularly if you are thinking of business. It says how to discover your sweet spot, okay? If you're going to succeed in business, you must find that thing that you are passionate about, that thing that you can do or learn to do very well, and then that thing that has economic value. What are people willing to pay for? That's what that how to discover your sweet spot is all about. Again, because I'm just launching this training portal, so all the courses that I have there are being offered at 50% discount. The course on this course on marriage, it's that one, you have 48 hours to take it at $9.99. Otherwise, it goes for 20,000 Naira, or I think $40. All right. So both these courses are available for you. You can take them right now after we're done with this session. So the link is there. You can click that link and look at it. Okay. So that's the idea. This that I've just done is just a teaser. The full course will take you through. I mean, you can finish, and like I said, I have a gift for you at the end. I don't want to tell you about it now, but you're going to appreciate it. It's a gift that you will come back later to thank me for. If you take the course on the very last session, there's a gift. It's a gift that you will appreciate and you'll be thankful for in the years to come. Right. So before I throw the floor open for questions, some people have already sent in some questions. I want to look at them. So how do I know he loves me? How involved can our in-laws be in our lives? Can we share domestic duties? How do I plan my vision with him? Is faith and spirituality important in marriage? I think I'll take the last one first. I've already answered that. We spoke about the fear of God. I mean, that songwriter wrote, "On Christ, the solid rock, we stand." If your marriage is not based on Christ as the foundation, you would have challenges. That's just the long and short of that. How do I plan my vision with him? You share. You'll be able to communicate it. You're not going to force your vision down the other one's throat. No. In fact, part of what you learn is that successful marriages is about give and take. It's about compromise. It's about synergy. It's about getting the better option. I have my option. You have your option. Both of us will come together and we will choose the better option. In other words, some bit of mine, some bit of yours, and we have something better than mine, something better than yours. Okay? Can we share domestic duties? Of course, why not? I mean, I don't know. People have their different rules about this, but for me, I enjoy it. Maybe because I grew up, growing up, I was domesticated. I mean, I took care of children. I can cook. I'm comfortable. I mean, this morning alone, I'm giving my boy a bath. I look forward to it. It's something I delight in doing. Let me say this to you who are men out there. If you do not get involved with your children when they are young, when you are old, they will abandon you. All right? All my children slept on my chest. That's their first bed. I'm telling you the truth. I give everybody a bath. I love doing it. I cook for them. So, I don't see, in today's world, I don't think anybody who still have those mindsets of our fathers, sorry for you, you should be open. Of course, that does not mean that the wife will now say, on Monday, I wash plates. On Tuesday, you wash plates. I may not go that far, no. All right? But again, find what works for both of you. How involved can our in-laws be in our lives? Just enough to love you, but not to mess up your marriage. All right? How do I know that he loves me? If you go and take that course will tell you who you are. It will help you to understand yourself. And once you understand yourself, you will know your love triggers. When you know your love triggers, if he's striking on those triggers, then you can tell that he loves you. All right. This one says, please, I have difficulty finding the right guy for me. How do I know the right and serious guy for me? Please, and age is not on my side. I'm 28 already. First thing I'll say to you is don't panic. All right. If you panic, you might make the wrong choice. Okay. Marriage is not a function of how early you get into it. It's about how prepared you are when you go into it. Again, I will say to you, go ahead and take that course. It will help you to understand yourself better and then put you in a position to know the kind of person that you should marry. You say, why do I get scared when the guy talks about marriage? I wish I knew, but I suspect it could be your own experience. If your parents didn't have a good marriage, that may be it. If your understanding of marriage is wrong, that may be it. Okay? So my answer to you will be, deal with your fears and trust God that you will not make a mistake. How do you know his intentions are real when he tries to pressure you into marriage? Only time can tell. Time and knowledge. Imagine this course that we just went through now. If you were to look at these 5 or 6 questions that I've added the extra one now, and use this to gauge this person, it might give you an idea whether the person is serious or not. How do you deal with insecurities and trust issues in marriage? Openness. My book, Naked, The Mystery of Openness in Marriage, tackles this very question. The more open you are to your partner, the sweeter the marriage will be, the better the marriage will be. This guy and I are so in love with each other. Let me just move this a bit. But he's 6 years younger. Oh, wow. Jesus. We have tried severally to go our separate ways, but we keep coming back. We flow naturally and we're always happy around each other. What can we do, sir? Kosa, can you help me? This is a tough one. I think what I'll say is this. I don't want to answer you specifically, but I would, or rather, let me put it like this. This is very unusual. Typically, it's the other way around, all right? But if it's 6 years younger and you love each, let me even ask, but how old is he now? You know what I mean? Is he 16 and you are 22, for example? Or is he 40 and you are 46? There's a world of difference there. If he's 40, if he's 26 and you are 32, oh yes, he knows what he's doing. It's not, so yes. If both of you, if every other thing checks, okay, go ahead. But if he's a young person, if he's 21 and you are 27, then I think maybe you want to hold on a bit. Let it not be a case of, I don't want to use the word manipulation. So is he of age? Maybe that's a question I should ask. If the answer to that is yes, and everything else checks okay, then go ahead. All right? Very good. So that's it for the questions that were sent in. So let me stop sharing. Yeah, okay. Now I would take your questions. So let's see what questions we have. We would end by 11:15 on the outside because we delayed a little. All right. Good morning, loud and clear. The topic is okay. I'm not hearing. Thank you. The just concluded point. Okay. Thank you for the just concluded point. My ex once told me that he's only interested in reading the Bible, and not any other motivational book. Okay. Very good. The book Naked is fantastic. Good. Thank you very much. Is it possible for God to choose a partner for you? Yes, it is possible, but God will do it in agreement with you. All right? Yes. Somebody said, I know a couple of my friends who are 4 years older than their husbands, and 30 years on, they are still running. Yes, ma'am. I agree with you absolutely. If the person is of age, like I said, and everything else checks, okay, please go ahead. Question. Some people do not want children in their marriage. It's by choice, and they're in Nigeria. Please, what are your thoughts about this? Hey, it depends. If you're happy with it, why not? Your marriage, please note, marriage is for you. Marriage is not for other people. If the two people who are involved in the marriage decide that they don't want children, God did not say that if you get married, you must have children. It's not compulsory. So once you are both happy with it, that's fine. Yes. Yes, I'm going to send you the link to get the recording. It's already on YouTube. I'll forward the link to you. It says, sir, please, what's your view regarding people who leave their spouse for reasons known to them and get married to someone else? Doesn't that go against teachings of the Bible and adultery? Well, again, this is a loaded question, and I'm always mindful of answering this kind of questions. I don't like hypothetical questions. So what I would say to you is that if you have people who are in that situation and they need help, I think they should go for counseling. That's the best way to address it, all right? I have intention of starting a relationship with a lady. We have similar values and she has a good spirit. My problem is that she's not very much attracted to me. What do I do? What do I do? Well, this her non-attraction, can you win her over? I would say, I mean, a man is supposed to woo a woman anyway. It's not every time that the woman starts off, in love with you. No. So you go ahead and prove your love to her. If you are able to win her over, fine. Otherwise, there will be somebody else surely who would appreciate you. All right. Sir, I'm in a relationship and my partner is having complications with her monthly flow, which has been regular. And she's visited different hospitals where she's been told that she has a lot of male hormones in her body. Now she's been advised to give birth early to avoid future complications, but she's still in school, final year. And I myself, I just got a small job. That's not even enough for me. Talk less about the family. We need your advice on how to go about this. Tough. There are no quick answers. Number one, I would say get a second opinion, medical opinion, number one. Some of those things are treatable today. So quickly get married, does that mean what? Get married in the next one month or 6 months or 1 year or 2 years, all right? And then if you are people of faith, pray and believe God, set a date and go for it. Is there anything too minor to be a deal breaker? The way not liking, please mute, the way not liking the way the person speaks. Well, it depends on you. That's your call. It's your marriage. You are the one that's going to live with the person for the rest of your life. So your deal breaker has to be your deal breaker, not mine. Okay? Is there no. Please mute, please mute yourselves. Is there a place where right partners can be found? There is no such place. But what I would advise you is that in your space, okay, if you are in a good space, then you will find the right person, okay? So make sure you are in a good space, all right? If you spend your time in, places, it's like this. You are likely to find a partner based on where you are, who you are, where you spend your time. So check where you spend, check who you mix with. That's an indication of where you get a partner from, all right? You talked about openness in relationships. What do you do when your girl is not open with you about her struggles and insecurities, but then quarrels with you for not taking knowing? Well, it's a process. You will get to know each other more and more as you continue in your relationship. All right, it's a process. Okay, it's not a one. You don't get there all at once. Okay, so that's why, again, that training program that I spoke about will help you to know yourself, number one. So what I see here now is that you don't understand each other. You are speaking different love languages. That training will help you to deal with that, okay? Question, can you elaborate on the common life purpose question? Is there something you agree on before you get married? Well, I mean, you may not fully agree, but you will begin to have conversations along those lines, all right? And it's something that might even change with time. But what I'm trying to say is that, it's like this. So somebody comes and says he feels that he's called to war zones, okay? He wants to go and spend his life in war zones. Meanwhile, you've always wanted to be somebody that lives, you like the environment, so you want to go and walk in the, so you see that there's a difference. There's a dissonance. Both of you are facing different directions. There's nothing wrong with what each person wants to do, but if you're going to come together, then there must be some meeting point. So yes, you may not answer that question completely at the beginning, but it is something that is there that you can begin to look at directly. Good morning, sir. Is it okay to always play with foul language with your partner, your wife? No, it's not. Foul language is a no-no under any circumstance, all right? What's the minimum amount of time you recommend to know or cut somebody before marriage? If you are both in the same neighborhood, the same vicinity, I would say 6 to 12 months. Anything above that, I think it's too long. Okay? That's about it. Is there any question on YouTube? Okay. All right, that's about it. Any other question? You want to unmute yourself and ask? I'll be glad to take it. Anybody wants to unmute to ask? I'll be glad to take it before we round up. So this is the site to come to. This is the course. 2 days, you can still get it at $9.99. After that, it reverts back to its normal sale price of $20,000. And then the other one, if you want to discover your sweet spot, it's again $9.99, but it will go back to $20,000 shortly, and you can pay both in Naira or dollar as the case may be. All right. Do we have any other question before we wrap up? Otherwise, we should be getting close to wrapping up. Okay. What can I do if someone is unattractive to me but has a godly mind? You can't eat your cake and have it. So go for whatever you think is best for you. What's the minimum amount of time you recommend? Okay, I've answered that. What can I do if someone is unattractive to me but has a godly mind? Well, I don't know what you mean by godly mind, you know, and I think what I'll say is this. Again, I go back to that program. Believe me, I took my time to prepare that training program. All these issues that you are asking here, I've dealt with it. This question is about compatibility. I've dealt with it exhaustively in that training program. Please go and look at it. Find out what it means to be compatible and how compatibility, you know, how you can tackle the issues around compatibility. Okay? All right. Thank you so much, everybody. It was meant to be 1 hour. I think we're just on the border of 1 hour now. Thank you so much. If there's no other question, I really want to appreciate every one of you for coming. Yes, everything is recorded. I would forward the link to you so that you can download it later and you know, you can watch it, and please share with your friends and your family. And you know, it's really been wonderful. Like I said, I really would like us to take this forward. So I really want to encourage you. Please go ahead and you know, sign up for that course. Okay, sign up for it. Recommend it to friends and family. All right, and then, like I said, there's a gift for you at the very last session. It's a wonderful gift, and I'm giving it with all my heart. All right, so I hope to hear from you when you get to the last session, and then you can. Yes, I'm going to send you an email for everybody who registered for the course. Okay, maybe I should do some. Just give me a minute. Let's do something whilst we wait. If you want to go right now to trying to get this. Okay. All right. So if you want to go right now to where you can get the training program, that's the link. I'll put it on the chat. Do I always need a pastor or minister to be involved in decision making of marriage choice? Good question. I think what I would say is this: the pastor or the minister will not do for you what you're supposed to do for yourself. All right, but I mean, if you came to me, if you're a member of my church and you came to me, I will pray along with you. But usually, the decision has to be yours. I'm not going to tell you yes or no. I will just guide you, but the decision is yours to make. So that, because it's you that's going to live with the person. So it has to be your decision in the final analysis. So I'll put the link to the course on the chat, even though I'm going to send it to you again as an email. What if you desire to get into a relationship with someone, but your family is not in support? Why are they not in support? That would be a good question to ask. What I say to the young people is that, I mean, your parents they've known you and you've known them all your lives. If they have a track record of, preferring the best for you, and that's been your experience, then when it comes to the issue of marriage, the first thing is, are they being tribalistic? If they are, then I don't support them. Okay? Are they being, so for me, for example, I would prefer my children to marry from, a particular type of family, blah, blah, blah. But if they come from somewhere different, I'm not going to say no, just like that. I'm going to find out, could it be that God is up to something? So I think that you should have, pray about it. What is the reason for their refusal? Are they solid points? All right, or are they just saying, oh yeah, we're ethic, the person you have brought is Igala, so we don't want. I don't support that. We are Nigerian, the person you have brought is Irish, I don't support that. But if they have solid reasons, please listen to them, because sometimes parents may know a thing or two that we do not know. So listen to them and hear them out. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. I put the link to the YouTube channel for you to watch. Okay, one last question. Can a lady marry her late friend's husband? He asked for a relationship with her and she feels at peace with it, but the guy's parents are against it because of what people will say. The guy, by now, if he has married once and now he wants to marry again, and his parents are still having such a hold over him. Pastor Agu, one of our senior pastors in the Redeemed Christian Church of God, has a wonderful testimony of how he married his late wife's friend. All right? So yes, you can go ahead if that's how God is leading you, and if every other thing checks. All right? All right. Thank you so much, everybody. God bless you. Is there any more? One last question or a comment? Please, you can unmute yourself. Please, can you recap on the 5 questions? I would suggest, Philip, that you please go ahead and that's from YouTube. Okay. Please just watch everything. Watch everything. It's not much. It's about 45 minutes thereabout. Please watch everything again. I've done a recap twice, and so our time is out now. So please watch it again. You can just play it and plug your ears, and while you're driving or walking around the house, and just listen. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. God bless you. It's been a pleasure. I hope that your expectations were met, because mine were. Thank you. Bye, everybody.